Here's how you can create adaptive components for your design system. So let's take a look at this card component here. We might want to make this so that the user doesn't have to use text, they could hide this altogether, or even insert some of their own components. Right now, the text is actually just a standalone layer with an auto layout frame around it. So the first thing to do would be to change this text layer to a component. Then we'll actually be working with instances and we can override those down the road. So I've created a component up here simply called placeholder, and I've actually added multiple versions. So we have text, we have a chart, and we also have an image. So now what we can do is just hold the Alt key and the Command key for deep selection, and we can drag that straight into our component. Now you'll see that we have a placeholder in here rather than just a standalone text layer. I'm actually going to drag this inside of this slot wrap because I actually want this to have a 12 pixel corner radius and crop whatever we put inside. And then I'm going to delete the old text layer. Now, not much has changed, but you will be able to see that our placeholders can be swapped out and the user has some control now. The next step would be to link this to a component property. So if we select our entire component and we go up to the properties, you'll see this is empty. We're going to create a new instance swap. We can call this slot or image, whatever makes sense to you. And we're going to select the placeholder as the filled value and hit create property. Now, nothing happens because we actually still need to link this. So I'm going to jump back into our placeholder component down here in the layers. And then over at the top, you'll see a new icon here that you can link this to, and you'll see the new property you named. Now you'll notice it reverted back to the text layer. So if we want to give the user that control from the component level, we can actually add one more property here, and that's to surface the nested instance properties. All you have to do is click this button and then check the properties you want. We'll select the placeholder, and if we go back to our instance, you'll see that those different variations are now available without having to click all the way down to that component. So now the user can tab through the different options we've given them in the placeholder component, but they can also insert any custom designs. Provided that their custom design is wrapped in a component, they can browse anything from external libraries to anything they've created in the file. They just go into that slot dropdown, select the component they want, and they're good to go. Follow for more Figma tips and tricks.